What's good, Bit Rushers? It's Kyler. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Kusama and how it fits into the Polkadot ecosystem. If that sounds good to you, please stick around. Everyone who's new, you can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also join the Telegram chat at BitRush9000 for all of them, link in the description. While you're at it, check out the merch shop and buy yourself something nice. We're also doing a pre-sale on the Rush token at token.bit-rush.com. If you guys are interested, check the link for that in the description as well. Here we go. If you're not familiar with the Kusama network, it is the Canary network for Polkadot. And basically, yes, it's Polkadot's wild cousin. Basically, the Canary network is the test network. But in addition to the test network, it's kind of like a staging area that to become part of the Polkadot network, you actually have to join up on the Kusama network first and get approved and have enough bonded Kusama and Polkadot to be able to become a parachain on the Polkadot network. So we're going to take a look at it and kind of just talk about it and see how it fits in a little bit more and how the whole ecosystem, works together and how everything, seems to fit and work. So here we go. Scalable multi-chain network for radical innovation. This is unprecedented interoperability and scalability for blockchain developers who want to quickly push the limits of what's possible, built using Substrate with nearly the same code base and industry-leading multi-chain infrastructure as Kusama's cousin Polkadot. So they say nearly the same. So this is the test network. So the reason why it's not the same is because only things that have been fully tested and we know 100% to work well are going to go on to the Polkadot network. Other than that, it's the same thing. And the keys to the network, they have full access to Kusama network, so it works in a slightly different way in that regard. That they can move things around and change things, whereas on Polkadot things are a little bit more permanent. And obviously that's for the nature of being a test network. You need to have the ability to upgrade and change code and make edits and change, but on the main net you want things to kind of be a little more permanent, so to speak. So let's go through and just kind of see more about it. It says the origin and the relationship. It's a relationship between society and technology has deteriorated to the point where large entities routinely stretch and overstep their authority. You can go into all this stuff. I don't really, want to get into all that. I just kind of want to talk to you guys about what it is, not necessarily all their theories and stuff like that. So if we come down here, let's see. Okay, right here. So launch your custom blockchain. You can move fast and ship your product. Kusama's risk-taking and nimble mentality allows developers to move swiftly through the governance and upgrade process, enabling rapid progress and growth. If you want to be a member of the Polkadot ecosystem, again, like I said, you have to be first come through Kusama. So launch your custom blockchain parachain project with low barrier to entry, ideal for lean startups looking to move fast and iterate. Build on next generation sharded multi-chain network with the employing the newest features before they're deployed on Polkadot. So again, being able to test and just be on the latest cutting edge, open governance, engaged community, valuable experience. You guys can go through and read all this, but let's see, the same thing. It's the same thing as Polkadot. So they have all this stuff about how they're innovative and all that kind of stuff, but really it's Polkadot's innovation. They're just allowing you to test all the newest and latest, greatest stuff here. And we come here, we see some of these other, join the, Kusama ecosystem, some of these other projects. We have Polkadot, Akala, Chainlink, Moonbeam, Fala, Edgeware, so pretty big projects and names right there that are using them. And that's basically it on the website. You guys can see, you guys can get into some of this other stuff if you want to check it out. It is kusama.network. And just real quick, I want to access the pricing for you guys. So we're looking at about $68.71 currently. And let me just bring it down to the 1 year. So on the 1 year, you can see we were low like $2-3. We saw Polkadot this low earlier this year as well. And what happened right around here, Wednesday, August the 19th, all of a sudden people decided to start buying, and the price just went up, and it went up fast, right, guys? So, I mean, here it went up even quicker. We went from like $4 or $5, kind of where we see Polkadot right now, was in that range, and then it went up to $10, right? So we're kind of here, going in this range, right? 9, 10, dropping back down into the nines. Goes up here again like 12, 13, and then just shoots up into the 30s, 40s, and then we're gone up to the 60s, 70s. So why did Kusama Network move so fast and so quickly earlier this year, and we still have Polkadot price around $9, $10? We did see Polkadot move as well. If we take a look at the 1 year, nowhere near as much. We came from like $3 up to about $4, $5, $6, and then just recently up to $10. So it's interesting to see that the test network is more valuable than the actual network. Why is that, right? And to understand that, we need to come over here. There's a nice article that goes into in depth. This is called Polkadot Ecosystem Promo Team. Maybe I'll leave this link in the description. Usually you guys can find this stuff pretty easily if you want to just search Google. And these guys go through in this article and explain the whole thing. And there's a bunch of videos, stuff from Gavin Woods himself talking about it, and goes through the whole thing and makes it really easy to understand. I'm not going to go through all the different pieces here, but I'm just going to explain it to you guys like this. There's an auction for all of the projects who want to be part of the Polkadot ecosystem. So if you want to join Polkadot, you have to first join the Kusama network, and once you're part of the Kusama network, you can bid in their candlestick auction to get a place for the initial spots on the Polkadot network. And once the initial spots on the Polkadot network are filled, they're going to have additional spots that open up every single year, a certain amount every quarter, every year, something like that. And those spots are going to go to, again, people who auction themselves in. And the way that it works is the ones that bid the most. It's called a candlestick auction, but actually the amount of time on the auction is decided after the auction is complete. So everyone gets to put in their bid, and no one knows how long it's going to be. So basically you have to come with your best bid first. So as soon as the auction opens, you're going to come in and put your best bid in right away. There's no waiting for the last minute to try to outbid the highest bid by $1 or anything like that. You have to put in the amount that you're willing to bid, your highest best bid right from the start, or what you're willing to bid at least. And then at the end of the auction, what it's going to do is it's going to calculate a random time that the auction ended, and it's for this reason, so people can't see what the bids are or anything like that and try to put in a higher bid at the end. So it's a randomly chosen end time after the auction is already closed, and whatever the highest bid at that point is the one that wins. So it's kind of interesting to do a candlestick auction on a digital network, and the way that they were able to implement that was by having the end time decided after the auction is actually completed. In a traditional candlestick auction, the auctioneer would light up a candle, and when the candle went out, that would be the end, and it was kind of random because no one could predict exactly when that candle would go out, and so you'd have to, closer to the end of the auction, put in a really good bid. Same type of theory here, so that's why we're seeing Kusama getting locked up first, is because to even be able to put in a bid, you have to have a certain amount of Kusama locked up. So people are starting to lock up their Kusama for their projects. So most likely the people pushing up the price of Kusama are the people that are the Polka chain networks, or the parachain network, the parachains, the coins that are looking to get onto the Polkadot network. So they need to have a certain number of Kusama, and that's why we've seen that happen first. And so people are just now getting ready. Some of the people that are on the testnet and on Kusama, they're just now starting to get ready to be able to implement the Polkadot network, and that's why now we're starting to see the price of Polkadot come up. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't understand how this worked in the beginning, and I made a big mistake earlier this year. I saw the price kind of going up, and I was like, why is, the test network, more expensive? And I assumed that it was just because people were testing and getting ready, so, there was a higher demand at that point. I didn't realize you were going to have to keep this locked up and bonded to even be a member of Polkadot Network, so that, essentially this was going to push up first, okay? If I had understood that earlier in this year, I definitely would have got in on this. The thing to kind of think about, though, is that it's not too late. So I originally just bought all Polkadot, and I still have a good, I didn't split up my position at all into Kusama, and I wish I did because Kusama ran much quicker. I would have got much higher gains here from, on Polkadot Network from, $3 I got in around right when it first launched. They did their reverse split, or whatever you call it, up to now about 950. It's still, 2x, whatever. But Kusama had the same gains, but from like, $2-3. I guess it would have been a little bit higher than that. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, somewhere around $5 or $6 earlier this year when I started buying. So we would have went from $6 up to $70. It's a much bigger gain. Essentially 10x versus a 3x. So yeah, definitely missed out on that, guys, but I think it's not too late because, as I mentioned, you're only going to have more and more and more chains. So if you believe in Polkadot and you believe that Polkadot is, going to be the future of the blockchain, which I do, I fully believe that Polkadot eventually, in the long run, will pass Ethereum only because it integrates with Ethereum and already does a lot of the things that Ethereum 2.0 does. Again, if you guys want to watch, I have a previous video. I don't think Ethereum is going anywhere. I don't want anyone to mix up what I'm saying and think that I'm bearish on Ethereum. In fact, the opposite. I think Ethereum is going to be so valuable that people don't necessarily want to spend it and use it on dApps. And I think we're going to see something cheap, a little bit cheaper, like a Polkadot, take its place in some of the parachain networks of the Polkadot ecosystem. And yeah, for that reason, I'm super bullish on Polkadot. I think it's going to continue to grow. I think it's going to be the main network that chains want to become part of. And as people want to become part of it, they're going to need Polkadot. Again, you have to have Polkadot to bond. And so what we're seeing some chains, like if we come over to Ohm, which you guys know I also like that project. Let me see, what is it, MantraDAO. I don't know the website, but we'll find it here real quick. And I'm going to be covering this in a future video as well. But what we're seeing MantraDAO do is that you can actually lock up your Polkadot and Kusama right here, because they're on the test network right now, and they need to get a certain number of Polkadot and Kusama within their chain. And so what they're doing is they're asking the users to stake. And this is a really good reason, or a really good use case, I guess, for Polkadot and the parachains. This is what they envisioned with the network. That, and I don't know why this isn't loading. I think because I don't have my wallet. Let me just connect my wallet. But yeah, guys, this is what they envisioned: is that the end users, me and you, and the people with the Kusama, the people with the dot, would almost vote. So it's like a vote. What networks do we want to get bonded onto the become a parachain, be bonded onto the Polkadot network? What do we want to upgrade from Kusama to Polkadot first? It's a vote. And right now, because prices are so cheap, it's being manipulated a little bit by the developers. So the early developers of these blockchains and coins that are on the Kusama network are obviously buying up a lot of the Kusama and Polkadot as we speak, pushing those prices up, and the average users don't really realize what's going on. And what it is they're making sure they have enough to bid for their project, to get their project locked in place to become one of the chains. But if you're a whale, certainly I'm not a whale, I don't have enough, but if you were a whale, you could go out there and buy a bunch of Polkadot and Kusama and stake it with your favorite project to ensure that your project gets on the chain. That's really what they want to see in the long run. I think we're still in the very early days of Kusama and of Polkadot, and so it's going to be driven by developers who want to get their projects on. Eventually, once you're on, you won't need as much staked, or however it works, and some of that will shift to newer projects. And we'll see a little bit more of this ecosystem come down to the actual voting of the end users and less of the actual developers. But definitely, certainly, I am seeing that both Polkadot and Kusama are going to take off. If you're looking at the price of Kusama, we can only assume that the same thing is going to happen to Polkadot. Polkadot's going to become 10 times as valuable as Kusama. If we see Kusama up here at these high prices, $70, and let's look at the market cap. right here, 615 million, and Polkadot is only 800 million, so only 200 million more, right, than Kusama. So not that much more, and the price is so much less. Yeah, guys, this thing's going to explode. Polkadot is going to run up easily what you see Kusama at, if not 10 times more. And I think Kusama is going to probably go, at least double, triple from where it is here. I see Kusama like $400 or $500 by 2022, 23. Not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence, guys. But just supply and demand, the fact that people are going to need it and they're going to have to either get users that got in early and have the Polkadot and Kusama to stake and bond with their network, or they're going to have to buy it. And once people like me and you and, people that are into arbitrage learn that they're going to need to start buying these coins, and we can buy them and hold on to them and sell them off for a hefty price, the price is only going to skyrocket, guys. So just expect that. Again, do your own due diligence, not financial advice. Always do your own research. I fully expect Kusama to at least double or triple from what we see here, get up around like $200-300 range. And Polkadot, I think definitely, if we don't see Polkadot get even higher than Kusama, I think we'll at least see it at Kusama's prices at the $70 range. So from $10 to $70 is still pretty good gains, guys. And now you guys hopefully understand a little bit more about what Kusama is and how it's going to be used, and how you have to basically be on the Kusama network before you can jump up. And it's almost like the big leagues in sports. Like, you go to the minor leagues and you have to play and prove, and the fans have to like you, and you have to make sure you don't you can perform and handle yourself under pressure and all that type of stuff, and then enough people vote for you kind of with through the fans. It's not really a vote, but if you're a popular guy, usually only if you're good enough, so you have to be good enough and the fans have to like you, then you get bumped up to the majors, right? So same thing here, kind of. If you're a coin on here and you have enough Kusama and enough Polkadot bonded, and your chain seems to be doing well and playing by the rules and all that, they're going to be able to bump you up and you'll get a spot on the Polkadot network. So again, guys, super bullish for everything Polkadot. Definitely going to be a bull on Kusama. I 100% wish I'd got in on this one earlier this year. I missed out because I thought it was just a test network. I thought this was like Robston to Ethereum, like the Robston network. And it's like, no one uses those coins; they hold no value. I didn't understand like what it actually was, and so hopefully I've explained it to you guys, and you're not going to make the same mistake as me. If you want to get in on those gains and you want to be a part of that, personally, just 100%, disclosure, I'm continuing to buy Polkadot, as I already have a pretty large bag of Polkadot, and that's what I feel in the end will be the number one token, other than Bitcoin or Ethereum. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you did learn something. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Share with a friend or family, anyone you think may like this video. Make sure you sub to the channel and click the bell for all notifications to be notified when I drop all my future content. Happy crypto. Let's get that coin.